With the release of the multiplayer beta for Star Wars Battlefront 2, the players have really had their first opportunity to discover how each game mode will look and play. In the past, I've spoken about my personal preference for the multiplayer to have a story, as this will really help with the immersion into the universe. With the introduction of storied multiplayer into Battlefront 2, it has highlighted a few things to me that people may really have a problem with. The ability to jump into an online match that has a story is all well and good for the immersion of the game, but when you've logged hundreds of hours into the multiplayer, will it truly hold as much of a relevance to you? But to me it's still good to have to hold on to, allowing you to relate the match you're playing to something else. Now in the context of 1 or 2 game modes, this is great, because people that are wanting a shot of pure gameplay can have their own incredible experiences without having to play the scripted multiplayer. And I think this is where I'm starting to wonder with Star Wars Battlefront 2. If the entire multiplayer aspect of this game is scripted to a certain degree, is there any opportunity for players to create their own multiplayer stories? EA prides itself in Star Wars Battlefront being the place to go to live out your Star Wars fantasies. But does this stop that? One thing I loved as a kid was injecting my own fantasy scenarios within a game. Whether that was pretending to be a particular character on a particular mission, or even something as simple as a brainless battle. I had the opportunity to play it my way. I didn't have to follow the narrative of the universe. By scripting the gameplay though, it only truly gives players a finite number of outcomes. Another potential complaint about the game is that it is literally too linear, with 2 out of the 3 beta maps actually having the goal of travelling along the length of the map. And I really think this is actually a consequence of the focus on narrative driven gameplay. Having maps with a more rounded feel really wouldn't play into that at all, which is very disappointing. And I'm honestly just hopeful that what we have been given for the beta is the narrative aspect of the multiplayer, in order to ensure that there is substance behind the beautiful environments and that it's not just an empty shell of an experience. Since the game's multiplayer isn't actually canon, an argument could be made that it's wasting people's time on a pointless story, or even that it's the developers forcing their own fanfictions upon us. But at the end of the day, making it canon just isn't possible, and this is the best fanfiction we're going to get. And with EA adding that extra bit of Star Wars to a game which could so easily just be a generic shooter is something which makes the experience that much better for me. And at heart, I'm going into this game to really take in as much Star Wars content as I can to envision myself within this universe. But does accepting EA's attempt at a Star Wars game which falls short on the expectations of some players make me part of the problem? Probably, but I'm enjoying myself, and having that continue is all that matters to me. So what do you think about the beta and the story-driven gameplay? Let me know down in the comments. I hope you've enjoyed this video and will want to see more of the channel, and until next time, may the Force be with you.